during the first President Trump election, he offered me a position. And I turned it down because I said to him, I really could help him from outside in better than, and I had too much to do. I literally was working on this, thank God, working on this potential cure for cancer as well as clearing the virus with COVID. This what I call the missing link, which we can talk about, this activator of the unnatural killer cells, this bioshield. And we have this bioshield now. So it was the right decision for me not to go into the government during that time and to stay out.
This was 16, 17.
Correct. But worse, I've since discovered, not by my inquiry, but it's been revealed to me, emails about Francis Collins and some politicians work hard to prevent me from even becoming head of NIH. And I think that was the motivation all the way downstream that we asked, okay, so what happened to this vaccine? So I called the FDA and said, okay, I can't do a randomized placebo-controlled trial now because you got Pfizer's Moderna vaccines all over the place. So let me be the booster. And Peter Marks, to his credit, was the one who said, absolutely. Peter Marks would then say to me, Patrick, fine, go ahead. I injected the first 3 patients as a booster. I get the call from the FDA to say, you have to stop. I said, why? To this day, they never explained to me it wasn't Peter. It was people around Peter said, you must stop. So we stopped. And there was nothing more we could do anyway because we didn't have any of the resources, the money, the supplies to complete a phase 3.
So the government has a monopoly on some of the materials that you need to do this kind of testing in a biolab. Is that correct?
Correct. But now we're into Biden era. So now we're in the Biden era that said, I must stop. This is 2020 now. So now it was during the Biden era. And I think there was this, sadly, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but now I've come to realize there truly was a deep state inside there that had a motivation beyond, it's sad to say, it's the most devastating to say, beyond public health. And I just tweeted recently of how so few people could hurt so many. And that's why when I tweeted about finally we have the right person in HHS with Bobby Kennedy who will take this on, and that we have doctors that will be like Marty McCary, who I don't know, but I do know he's a surgeon who can understand and touch and feel what it means to be there on behalf of the patient. And my support for that, I think we have a chance now to completely turn this around.
A few people can hurt so many. Who are those people?
I think the main culprit really sitting there was Collins.
Francis Collins.
And he controlled, I had shared with President Trump that Francis Collins should not be the NIH director. He offered me a job. Peter Thiel nominated me, and I've since found emails of Francis Collins sending an email to a politician that alarm bells, Peter Thiel has nominated Patrick Soon-Shiong, we have to find a way to stop it.
Why?
To this day, power, greed, political need. He did the same thing with Craig Venter. I remember during Clinton's time with the Human Genome Project, where Craig Venter invented the sequencing machine for tens of millions of dollars, and he was spending billions of dollars doing nothing but wanted the credit. I think what happens to you when you get into Washington, the ego, greed, and power changes your mindset. So I can't give motivation to that. All I can tell you is when I saw that email, I was devastated that somebody would actually go to that extent. and then send that same email to the CEO of Bio, which is all big pharma. And that CEO of Bio said, let's go to Google search to find some dirt on him.
Dirt on you?
On me. To stop me from being nominated to be head of NIH or whatever.
Let's Google him to stop him?
Let's Google to find some dirt, some bad stuff, negative research, whatever they want to find. They probably couldn't find any dirt on me, but that was the interchange between them. On email.
We're always looking for cool companies that make products that make you feel better, and that's how we ran into Bon Charge. Bon Charge offers a wide range of products that improve your physical condition, help you sleep better, perform better, and center your mind. Recover faster, maintain energy, etc., etc. They make blue light glasses, red light therapy, a lot of different products like this. And they help you address the trials of modern life effortlessly and naturally. Now, one of the things they make is a sauna. We could go on and be boring about sauna, take one every single day. Bon Charge makes a sleek infrared sauna blanket. It's got a similar effect to a Finnish sauna, but without the intense heat. It's an easy and comfortable 30-minute session you can enjoy while relaxing with your family, talking to people, reading, and it leaves you feeling refreshed and slightly euphoric, but in a good, healthy way. It's a great addition to your wellness routine. You may even drop a few pounds doing it. Bon Charge ships worldwide. Bon Charge, whether it's BONCHARGE, offers free shipping and allows for easy returns and exchanges. So go to boncharge.com/Tucker. Use the coupon code Tucker to save 15%.
And I was very concerned about being too loud about it, because if this deep state would hold up the approval, and they did, by the way, they put us into complete response letter. I got 1,000 requests for information. My submission was close to 700,000 pages in order to get this thing through.
700,000? It's like the U.S. tax code.
This drug has been in trials now for 8 years. 2015.
How long was the Pfizer mRNA COVID vaccine in trials?
Months.
A month.
Not even. So that's why I'm trying to say, when you
I know which one I'm taking.
When you would talk about the user fees. So we thought that the user fees was going to accelerate the approval, where the FDA gets user fees from pharma. It turns out that the big pharma user fees are so large, it pays for the salary for all these reviewers. So now the biotech companies, the young biotech companies, are throttled. So the big pharma that does just incremental little dots that just follow the revenue, there's checkpoints, multi-billion dollar, Merck's, $20 billion, $30 billion on revenue. Bristol Myers follows it. AstraZeneca follows it. Roche follows it. They're all the same, but it's all about incremental sameness and follow the dollar. But the innovation is really at this young biotech companies that are throttled. This is what needs to be changed by the FDA today. They need a complete revamp where people with skill sets and the skill sets of the modern science, not the old drugs, have to be in place to understand what's at stake here.
Well, you have to take the conflicts out too. I mean, if a reviewer is paid by the company whose drugs he's reviewing, that's like such an obvious conflict. In no other world would that be acceptable.
Not only wouldn't be acceptable, if then that reviewer has also the role to block an innovator.
Oh.
It gets worse, right?
Again, this just seems like crime to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. If this were going on in another country, outside the United States, and I'm an American, so I give the United States every benefit of every doubt. It takes me forever to realize something's corrupt because it's America. It's not corrupt. But if this were happening, I don't just name the country, China, South Africa, I'd be like, well, that's the most corrupt thing I've ever heard.
Well, that's exactly the fear I have now. The Chinese don't have this restriction, and their innovations now outstripping us. Think about that. I've always said America's lead in healthcare and biomedical innovation is the best in the world. And if we could use biomedical innovation as foreign policy for Africa and to Asia and to India, to bring that to the rest of the world. That's how we lead. I now read the papers, and the Chinese science is now outstripping us. Look what happened to AstraZeneca just last week. They just spent $2 billion investing in China now. That's a tragedy for us.
Not for manufacturing?
For innovation.
Oh, so that's not good.
Not good.
Because the idea was we offshore all the manufacturing, but the ideas generate here.
So AstraZeneca is an English company. So what I'm saying is the fundamental problem, I think, lies at the FDA and even the NIH. So the change that Bobby's bringing in with Jay now being head of NIH and Marty being head of FDA and Bobby himself having the courage to stand up to talk both against the food industrial complex and the pharma complex, take on the Mercks of the world and the Pfizers of the world. I think we have maybe an opportunity, what I call a period of enlightenment.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. We hope you'll subscribe to it. And by the way, you can hit the little bell on there and get notifications every time we produce a video. We hope you'll do that also.